And Eala, it's been quite a thrill ride for her this last year as well. I feel like last year at this event, it was a little bit of a coming out party where she had some great results coming from a wild card position as well. So I think the international interest in both of them is so high, and Miami being such a sort of a cultural melting pot with so many of the international. So much of the international flavor here. I think we're going to need them to be on center court because they have so many fans worldwide.
James Blake, the tournament director of the Miami Open, has made a bold decision that is getting the entire tennis world talking. With the tournament fast approaching, Blake confirmed that rising Filipino star Alex Eala will compete on the biggest stage in Miami, the legendary center court. The move is about more than simply giving Eala a prime match slot. It reflects a strategic effort to make the Miami Open the center of global tennis attention this year, drawing massive crowds and boosting ticket demand fueled by Eala's rapidly growing popularity. Blake explained that the decision was not made overnight. Last year, when Eala appeared as a wildcard, there were still questions about how much attention she could attract. But the situation has changed dramatically. Eala has quickly become one of the most talked about young players in the sport, with fans from across the world following her rise. Blake acknowledged that even he was surprised by the level of excitement surrounding her. Reflecting on her growth, he admitted that when he first saw her compete the previous year, they were unsure how big her impact would be. Now, he says, it is clear that Alex Eala is no longer just a promising talent. She is becoming one of the sport's most compelling new stars.
This kid is well beyond anything I could have dreamed of at that age.
He was genuinely surprised by the overwhelming number of fans turning up just to watch Alex Eala compete, and it quickly became clear that the Miami Open needed to embrace that momentum. Placing her on the biggest stage isn't simply a marketing decision, it's also a recognition of both her growing talent and the powerful connection she has built with her supporters around the world. The Miami Open, long regarded as one of the most prestigious events on both the ATP Tour and the WTA Tour, has always attracted passionate tennis fans. But with Eala now at the center of the spotlight, tournament organizers believe this year's event could deliver something truly special, an atmosphere and level of excitement the tournament hasn't experienced in years.
A little bit of a coming out party where she had some great results coming from a wild card position as well. So I think the international interest in both of them is so high, and Miami being such a sort of a cultural melting pot with so many of the international, so much of the international flavor here. I think we're going to need them to be on center.
The appeal of Alex Eala has clearly moved beyond the boundaries of traditional tennis audiences. James Blake recognized that Miami, a place known for its diverse and multicultural population, is the perfect stage for Eala to display her talent. Her fan base stretches far beyond the Philippines, reaching supporters across Asia, Europe, and North America. That global following speaks to the universal appeal of her playing style and personality. Fans are willing to go to extraordinary lengths just to watch her compete, often standing in long lines for tickets in the hope of catching even a brief glimpse of their favorite player. It's exactly this level of passion that caught the attention of Blake and the organizers of the Miami Open. Blake admitted that when Eala first appeared as a wildcard last year, there were still questions about how much of a crowd she could attract. But after witnessing her breakout performances and the excitement she generated, those doubts have disappeared. According to Blake, the Miami Open could even break revenue records this year because of the international spotlight Eala brings. Center Court, normally reserved for the biggest names in the sport, will now host one of tennis's most exciting young stars. For Blake, though, the decision goes beyond ticket sales. It's about highlighting a player who could become one of the defining faces of tennis for the next generation. Eala's discipline, determination, and humility have earned admiration not only from fans but also from fellow players. Her rise has been remarkably fast, and the Miami Open hopes to help elevate her profile even further. The move also comes as other major tournaments face their own challenges. At the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells, tournament director Tommy Haas has reportedly been trying to maintain fan excitement after Eala's early exit from the event. With ticket demand dipping, organizers have considered emergency measures, including exhibition appearances involving Eala, to reignite interest. The situation highlights just how significant her presence has become in the tennis world. While others are scrambling to recover lost momentum, Blake is moving proactively, ensuring the Miami Open remains firmly at the center of global tennis attention.
Confused about all the fans, or I'd say lack thereof of all the fans in Stadium 2 while Rybakina was playing. As you can see from videos and pictures, if we were to say that there are hundreds of people watching this match, that would
Brazilian fans. I mean, that's what you kind of want. You want that new atmosphere. Same for Eala, having all the Philippine fans from coming, to support her. It's
James Blake's bold decision also stands in sharp contrast to the criticism directed at the Women's Tennis Association during the Australian Open, where Alex Eala was scheduled on smaller courts despite the rapidly growing demand to watch her compete. The move sparked frustration among her supporters, as huge crowds formed outside the courts with many fans unable to get inside to see her play. Instead of slowing her momentum, the situation only strengthened the bond between Eala and her fan base. Supporters rallied even harder behind her, turning what could have been a disappointment into a powerful moment of unity that further amplified her popularity. By the time the BNP Paribas Open arrived in 2026, Eala's star power was impossible to ignore. During her debut match at the event, the demand for tickets surged dramatically, pushing prices to extraordinary levels. Reports suggested that a single match involving Eala generated around $5 million in ticket revenue, an astonishing figure for a player still early in her career. The moment highlighted just how significant her impact has become within the tennis world. Eala's rise is not driven by talent alone, it is powered by the passion of a global fan base eager to witness her journey and support her pursuit of greatness.
Let's get the feedback from the fans and then look ahead in the future and determine if we're going to continue that way or if we maybe go back to the other way. So that's still to be seen.
Even fellow players are beginning to marvel at what Alex Eala has achieved in such a short time. Jessica Pegula, one of the leading competitors on the WTA Tour, spoke about the experience of facing Eala at the Miami Open. Pegula described the atmosphere in the stadium as unbelievable, pointing out the intense energy that surrounded the match. She admitted she had rarely seen anything quite like it, explaining that wherever Eala plays, the level of support she receives is extraordinary. According to Pegula, the crowd doesn't simply watch from the stands, they feel every rally and every point alongside her. That kind of emotional connection between a player and the audience is rare in tennis, and it has played a major role in fueling Eala's rapid and explosive rise in the sport.
Too small of a court. We saw it here. You can hear it from the hotel. You can hear the crowd roaring, especially at night. So it's incredible.
James Blake understands that the popularity of Alex Eala is far more than a temporary trend. In his view, she has become a genuine global phenomenon, and the Miami Open is ready to embrace that momentum. Her ability to attract huge crowds and create electric atmospheres wherever she plays is something rare in modern tennis, and Blake is determined to make sure Miami becomes the center of that excitement. For the tournament, this isn't just a moment for Eala, it's an opportunity to position the Miami Open as the stage where the sport's next great star truly arrives. As the tournament begins, attention will inevitably focus on Eala as she steps onto center court in front of thousands of fans. Blake's decision has effectively set the stage for what could become one of the most memorable editions of the Miami Open in recent years. If things unfold the way organizers hope, it could be remembered as the event where Eala firmly established herself among the brightest young stars in tennis. For Blake and the Miami Open, placing her on the biggest court isn't simply about accommodating the massive fan demand, it's about recognizing the scale of her rise and ensuring the world witnesses it on the grandest possible stage. The excitement surrounding Eala continues to build, and with Miami fully embracing her as one of its headline attractions, this year's tournament has the potential to become a historic moment in her journey. Blake's bold approach keeps Miami at the forefront of the tennis conversation, while the story of Alex Eala appears to be only just beginning. Now the question shifts to the fans: was this the right decision? Do you think Blake made the right call by putting Eala on the biggest court, or is it too much too soon? And how do you see her rise shaping the future of tennis? Share your thoughts in the comments.